book, copy, pen, pencil, eraser, cutter, and other extra geometrical instruments, as well as the calculator. Dear students, another thing I would like to request you to stay in a peaceful environment so that your class becomes effective and efficient. So without wasting the time, as per the PABSON syllabus, the first chapter belongs to set. So I want to focus on the very first unit, the set. So as per this chapter, first of all, dear students, although in the examination you won't be asked to define the set, but you need to answer it whenever you will be in mass or crowd, and if somebody asks you what do you mean by set. Okay, so as per my experience and as per my learnings, what I have learned is set is the systematic representation of the collected data, information, facts, ideas which are in quantitative form. So that's the definition of the set. And dear students, this set has two branches. One is elements of set, another one is cardinality of set. Dear student, in the junior classes, I mean in class 6, 7 and even in 8, you will study the elements of set. But when you reach to class 8 and then after class 9 and so on in the senior classes, you will get the opportunity to study cardinality of set. So as we don't need this topic while being in class 7, so I am going to erase this one. Okay, so just we will focus on the elements of set. Dear students, elements of set you have learned in class 6 also. Little bit you have the information as well. So as for this one, I want to define to this one as well. Elements of set refers to the set of information which can be kept in a detailed way, but in case of cardinality we find the set of information in a summarized form. So elements of set has some sub chapters, so I want to enlist out those sub chapters. Methods of describing sets. There are so many methods of describing a set, but among them which are essential, which are very necessary to you, I will include those methods. First one is diagrammatic method. Okay. Diagrammatic method refers to the systematic representation of set information by the help of so many diagrams. Especially in case of set, we use the Venn diagram. But it doesn't mean that the set information can be represented only in Venn diagram, maybe in pie chart as well, maybe in histogram, maybe in bar diagram, and doing so. Let's take one example, dear students. I'm going to take one example. A equals to A, E, I, O, U. Okay, I'm going to take one set of information as A, E, I, O, U. You know, dear students, these are the vowel sounds in the English alphabet. So if you have to represent that information by using Venn diagram, how will you present? Somehow you have got the information while being in class 6. But now again I want to revise it. Let's prepare a Venn diagram. Venn diagram is prepared by using a rectangle along with the universal set by keeping in here, which is also known as the superset, and we prepare a circle inside it. As there is only one set of information, so only one circle. So if there will be more than one circles, as per the question, we need to prepare the other circles as well. Dear students, now let's plot those elements of set A inside the Venn diagram. A, E, I, O, U. So we keep comma after each element so that they are separated to each other. And while writing in the listing method also, inside the curly bracket, when we keep those elements or the members of that set, after each element we need to keep comma, and we need to enclose by another bracket, curly bracket at last. So this is the way of representing the information of set by using diagram. Another one is, dear student, descriptive method. Okay, description method or descriptive method. As for this, dear student, we describe about that set in the words form or in the language form. So if you write the same this set of information by using description method, then what will you do? Of course, they belongs to the vowel sounds of English alphabet. So what you have to write? A equals to curly bracket, and we write that information in words. Just only you can write vowel sound as well, rather than writing vowel sounds of English alphabet, and close the information by using another curly bracket. Now this is the description method of writing the set. Another one is, dear students, set builder method. Set builder method. As per this method, we need to use source that sign and then after one variable. For example, if we need to define that set, once again the same set, we write in this way. You can use any variables, maybe x, y, z, or other semi variable x, such that x belongs to, this is belongs to sign. You can write in words as well this sign, and then after we write x belongs to vowel sounds of English alphabet also you can mention here, or just only keep up to vowel sound. This is the way of representing the set information by using set builder method. Now another method is there, dear student. We use frequently this method. You might have already learned and understood as well. That method is listing method. Listing method. This method is also known as tabular method. Okay, in some of the books we can find written tabular method as well. Tabular method. And the answer is in here, dear student, because if we write the information or the elements of set by using curly bracket, enclosing by curly bracket, and the elements of set by using after each elements a comma, that is the listing method or tabular method of representing a set. Then we just copy the same from there. A equals to curly bracket A, comma, I, comma, O, comma, U, and then after we close the curly bracket. So this is the listing method or tabular method of representing the set. And dear students, what we have to understand is, one method won't replace another. One method doesn't becomes complementary to another. That means they are alternative to each other. The same information, if you write in this form, 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 then all will be right. You can choose any method of writing. But sometime in examination, you will be asked to use any method among them. So as per the instruction given by me in here, you can number from 1 to 9. If we take the example, then through diagrammatic method, if you want to represent that information, then we just prepare the Venn diagram as like this, and then after we keep the name of the set in capital letter, because as the elements are in small letter, we need to write the elements in small letter. Now in this place, in the place of AEIO, just substitute 1 to 9. You can substitute here. So that's the way of representing the set information by using diagram. Another one is description method. I have already told is here was the vowel sound. That's why we use this language which represents the vowel sound. And is in this information, another example, the natural number 1 to 9 is there, isn't it? These are the natural numbers from 1 to 9. So when we write that information, when we want to describe through description method, at the time A equals to curly bracket natural number less than 10. You can mention in here, you can write in here in words in the logical form up to 9. Natural number less than 10 means up to 9. Set builder method, X such that X belongs to, you can write Y such that also, your choice, it depends upon you which alphabet you prefer. You can use that. Y such that Y belongs to natural number less than 10. You can write that. Another one is, dear student, listing method or tabular method. In this case, if you want to write this information, then just you can mention A equals to or P equals to curly bracket 1, 2, and so on up to 9. So this is the way of these are the ways of describing the different informations which are collected inside a set. And now let's go to another topic. Another topic is types of set. Dear students, in class 6 also you have learned about these types of set. How many types of sets are there? There are a number of types of set, but among them we use certain required which are essential for you while being in class 7 only. So among them, the first one to be known by you is null set. Null, or it is also known as empty set. Null means refers to 0. So empty also means the same. So they are synonyms to each other, and null set and empty set, if we have to define, then the set having no elements. If there is no elements in a set, that set is known as null set. So if you have to write to this one symbolically, how will you write? You have learned, but also I am going to review it. A set, for example, null set or null set, we are taking the name of that null set, I am going to keep as A. There must not be any limits, that's why just only enclose the blank space by a curly bracket. Dear friend, sometime we become confused. You become confused. If you write this one, is it null set? No, it's not the null set, because 0 is also an element. That's why it is not a null set. It is one member. That's why we cannot write null set as like this. But we can use this one. This is the symbol of representing a null set. Now there is another way also to represent symbolically the null set or empty set, that is phi sign. It is known as phi, dear students. PSI, phi. Okay. While pronouncing, we need to say phi, and but while writing, we need to write in this way. So null set or empty set refers to that set where there is no any elements. Now second one is singleton. Singleton is also known as unit set. Okay, singleton set is also known as unit set. Dear student, singleton, that means single. Okay, then there is only one element. Unit also refers to single. That's why singleton or unit set refers to that set where there is only one element. That means we can write this one. At the time I had used this one, but it is not a null set. You can keep another example also. P. Okay. In this way, you can keep only, if you keep only one element inside the curly bracket, that type of set is known as unit set or singleton set. In any examination, if you are asked to write or give an example of unit set or singleton set, at the time you can write any alphabets or any number, but there must be only one element. Now number 3, finite set. Finite set means, dear student, a set having fixed numbers. A set having certain number, but the last one should be well defined. That means the last one should be fixed. For example, if I give another example, A equals to curly bracket 1, 2, 3, 4, and if I close, the last number is fixed. That means no infinite sign. If there is use of no infinite sign, if the members of that set is fixed, then that is known as finite set. Now its opposite, there is infinite set. Infinite set, just opposite to this one. That means the last member of the set or the last elements of the set is not determined or is not fixed. It goes towards the infinity. If I give one example, then the same example, little bit extending it, 1, 2, 3, comma, and so on, blah 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 blah, and closing the curly bracket. That means the last digit of natural number is not confirmed or determined. So this type of set is known as infinite set. Now another, dear friends, these are the necessary types of set that we use while being in class 7. Now other things to be understood by you while studying set is the relationship. Okay, relationship of sets. If there are 2 or more than 2 sets given in the question, at the time there can be established a certain relation among them. So what are the relationships? The first one is disjoint. We can write them as types of set as well, but this type of relation can be established within 2 or more than 2 sets. Disjoint sets. The relation is disjoint. What like relation is known as disjoint relation? If we say that, let's take an example. A has elements as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, up to 4. The same example of the past I have taken. A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. Up to 4 only I have taken, sorry. Now, let's take B set. A, B, C, D. Here are also 4 elements and here are also 4 elements. But is there any similarity in between the elements? No. That's why that type of set is known as disjoint set. If there is no any common member in between the two sets, that is known as disjoint set. And when we represent this information in a Venn diagram, then what will be? Set A and this is set B. Dear students, there won't be any type of connection in between the set A and set B. Now let's keep the elements of set A and set B 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to give comma after each element, and then after let's keep the elements of set B similarly. A, B, C and D. This is the way of representing the information through disjoint of set. Now let's go to another one, dear students. Another one is overlapping set. So as per overlapping set, just opposite to this one, here is no connection in between the two sets, but in case of overlapping set, this is also known as intersecting set. Okay, another synonym of this overlapping set is intersecting set. So intersecting set or overlapping set has the certain elements common in between them. For example, A set has the elements as 1, 2, 3, 4. B set has the elements as 1, 2, A, B. If so, then did you see here, dear students, 1 and 2? 1 and 2. There is similarity. That means there is common nature having elements in between the two sets. So if we need to represent this information by using this Venn diagram, what happens? Let's see. Dear friends, it's a rectangle, and attaching to the rectangle we need to keep here a U sign. U represents the universal set, the superset. Universal set is the biggest set among all, and other all sets becomes subsets of that universal set. So let's keep A set. If there is common in between the two sets, we need to make overlapping situation, dear students. Here is the common area, and in that common area we need to keep the elements those which are common in between the two or more than two sets. If the question is related to three sets, at the time you need to prepare another circle as well. Here you can keep another circle. If there are only two sets, that's why I have made only two sets. But whenever necessary, at the time we need to prepare the third set circle as well, so that we can keep those elements. Now let's keep the element. Dear students, while keeping the elements of A and B, first of all, the best idea is to keep those elements which are common at first. So 1 and 2 are common in the both sets. That's why let's keep them. In which areas should you have to keep, dear student? Of course, the area which is common, this one. That means 1 and 2 here. Now it will be easier to keep the elements of A side and then after B side. Now let's plot the remaining members or the elements of set A. 3, 4. This is known as the area of set A only, or you need to learn while being in class 7 as A difference B. This place is known as A difference B. And now what is remain? We have completed to keep plotting the information of A set. Now let's go to B set. 1, 2 we have already kept in the common area. Now it's the turn of the remaining elements A and B. So this is the way of representing the information of overlapping or intersected set. Now dear students, another one is number 3 is complements of set. What do you mean by complements of set? Of course, complements of set represents the area inside the Venn diagram, inside the rectangle, but outside the circle. It means the outer area of circle. That means you can write those elements outside of those both circles. So complements of set, while writing we use A union B complement. This sign is, this bar represents the complement. That means A union B complement means except the area of A and B circle, A or B circle, the remaining area is represented by complements of set. And to this one, if you have to write A union B complement, if there are no elements, let's take another example. Universal set is 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. Okay, that's all. In universal set, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, these members. Now, let's write a subset of universal set 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's keep the same example of above one. Another B set represents A, B, 1, 2. If you keep this information, of course, the same Venn diagram I am going to use. 1, 2, 3, 4 we have already represented in here. A, B, 1, 2 we have already represented the B set as well. Now the remaining elements of universal set should be written outside of the circle. Then what are the remaining elements? 1, 2, 3, 4 already we have substituted. A, B we have already plotted. Now remain C and D. So C, comma D. If you write this, complements of set represents these elements. Another one is difference of set, dear students. Difference of set. I have already told about this. Difference of set refers to A difference B, B difference A. In the upper classes or the senior classes, we symbolize this one as A only, and we symbolize this one as B only, N dot A and N dot B. But in here, A difference B represents only the elements of A, 3 and 4, and B difference A represents the elements of B only. Let me to write A difference B equals to 3, 4, and B difference A, if we represent, then what are the elements? A, B. So this much only, dear student. Thank you so much. In the upcoming days, I would like to request you, I will be providing you some homeworks as well. So with the help of experts, those who are present, elder brother, sister, your teachers, or any experts of mathematics, by taking the help of them, you can solve those problems and you can gain some knowledge regarding mathematics. Okay, have a good day in the upcoming periods. Maintain the peaceful environment inside your wherever sitting room, and then after, I would like to request you to make ready, to make availability of study materials, copy, pen, pencil, eraser, cutter, book, geometrical other instruments, as well as the calculator. Thank you so much.